Rudolf Steiner warned in 1917, a time will come when souls will be vaccinated against spirituality. Their ability to think will be removed, and they won't even notice. That time is now. If you've noticed people around you getting dumber, more robotic, more unable to think critically, This video will explain why. Part 1. The Epidemic of Stupidity. By the end of this video, you'll understand the spiritual forces behind the epidemic of stupidity. You'll learn about Ahriman, the being who is systematically stealing human consciousness, and you'll discover how to protect yourself from his influence. If this video found you, it's not an accident. You've felt it. Something is wrong with people. They can't focus anymore, can't think deeply, can't hold a conversation longer than 2 minutes. They scroll endlessly. They repeat what they heard on the news without questioning it. They believe obvious lies. They defend systems that enslave them. And when you try to have a real conversation, when you question the narrative, when you point out contradictions, they stare at you blankly. They get defensive, angry. They call you a conspiracy theorist, crazy, paranoid. But they can't explain why. They just know you're wrong, because the TV said so. It's not just ignorance. It's not just lack of education. It's something deeper. Their ability to think has been turned off. And the terrifying part, they don't even realize it. They believe they're informed, intelligent, free thinkers, while repeating the exact same talking points as everyone else. According to Rudolf Steiner, this isn't accidental. This is warfare. Spiritual warfare. There are forces working to disconnect humanity from its ability to think independently, and those forces have a name: Ahriman, the being Steiner warned about over 100 years ago. But before we dive into Ahriman, you need to understand what stupidity actually is. It's not low IQ, it's not lack of information. Stupidity, according to Steiner, is the disconnection of the human ego from the etheric body. Let me explain what that means in simple terms. You have 4 bodies: the physical body, which you can see and touch; the etheric body, which is your life force and energy field; the astral body, which is your emotions and thoughts; and the ego, which is your true self, your I am consciousness. These 4 bodies must work together for you to function as a conscious being. But when the etheric body is damaged or disconnected, the ego can't properly access the brain. The person becomes mechanical. They react instead of respond. They repeat instead of think. They follow instead of question. This is what Steiner called etheric stupidity, and it's spreading like a virus. The scary part, it's not just affecting uneducated people. It's affecting doctors, lawyers, engineers, teachers, people with degrees, credentials, positions of authority. They have information, but they can't think with it. They know facts but can't connect them. They follow protocols but can't question them. Steiner predicted this. He said, in the future, people will have access to all knowledge but will lose the ability to process it spiritually. We are living in that future. Google has all the answers. But people have lost the capacity to ask real questions. They are informed but not intelligent, educated but not wise. So what's causing this? Why are people becoming stupider despite having more access to information than ever before? Steiner's answer: Ahriman, the spiritual being who feeds on human unconsciousness. And his plan is far more terrifying than you think. Part 2. Ahriman, the thief of consciousness. Who is Ahriman? In Steiner's cosmology, Ahriman is one of 2 opposing spiritual forces working against human evolution. Lucifer is the force of illusion, fantasy, and spiritual pride. Ahriman is the force of materialism, control, and coldness. Lucifer wants you to escape reality. Ahriman wants you to worship it. Ahriman's goal is to convince humanity that only the physical world exists, that spirit is superstition, that consciousness is just brain chemistry, that meaning is an illusion, that humans are nothing more than biological machines. And once you believe that, he owns you. Steiner warned that Ahriman would incarnate physically in the early 21st century, not as a demon, but as a human being. A brilliant, charismatic leader in the West, someone who promises to solve all of humanity's problems through technology, science, and control. Someone who will be worshipped as a savior, and most people won't recognize him because they'll be too busy celebrating the conveniences he brings. Faster internet, smarter phones, seamless automation, digital currencies, AI assistants that know you better than you know yourself, comfort, efficiency, progress, all at the cost of your soul. But Ahriman doesn't work alone. He has helpers, systems, structures, technologies, all designed to disconnect you from your spiritual nature. Steiner identified 5 primary weapons Ahriman uses to dumb down humanity. Let's go through them one by one. Weapon 1, technology addiction, smartphones, social media, streaming platforms, video games. These aren't neutral tools, they are consciousness hijackers. Every notification triggers dopamine. Every scroll creates addiction. Every algorithm learns to control you better. Your attention is being farmed like a crop, Steiner said. When humans delegate their thinking to machines, they lose the ability to think for themselves. Look around. People can't remember phone numbers, can't navigate without GPS, can't make decisions without Googling, can't sit in silence for 5 minutes. Their brains are outsourced to devices. And the more you use technology, the weaker your etheric body becomes. Your life force drains into screens. Your attention fractures into 1,000 pieces. Your nervous system rewires itself to crave stimulation. You become incapable of deep thought, incapable of sustained focus, incapable of connecting with your soul. Weapon 2. Materialistic science. Science has become a religion, and like all religions, it has dogma. The dogma is, consciousness is an illusion. Free will doesn't exist. Humans are meat robots. Meaning is a chemical reaction. Love is just oxytocin. And when you die, you disappear into nothing. This is Ahriman's greatest triumph. Convincing people that they are nothing, that their thoughts don't matter, that their choices are predetermined, that their suffering is meaningless. And once you believe that, why would you ever try to change? Why would you resist? Why would you fight for your soul? Steiner taught that true science includes spirit, that consciousness is primary, not secondary, that humans are spiritual beings having a physical experience, not physical beings imagining a spiritual one. But Ahrimanic science denies this. It reduces everything to matter, and in doing so, it kills the human spirit. Weapon 3. Mechanized education. Schools don't teach thinking. They teach obedience, memorization, standardization. Students are trained to sit still, follow orders, regurgitate information, pass tests. Creativity is punished. Questioning is discouraged. Originality is seen as a problem. Steiner founded Waldorf education to counter this. He believed children should learn through imagination, movement, art, nature, and self-directed exploration. But mainstream education does the opposite. It treats children like factory products. Put them in, process them. Output them as obedient workers. By the time a person finishes 16 years of schooling, their natural curiosity is dead. Their ability to think independently is crippled. They've learned to wait for instructions, follow authority, never question the system. They graduate as perfect servants of Ahriman, educated but unconscious. Weapon 4. Entertainment as anesthesia. Netflix, TikTok, YouTube, pornography, video games, sports, celebrity gossip, endless content designed to keep you numb, distracted, and passive. Steiner warned, when humans replace contemplation with consumption, they lose access to their higher selves. Think about it. When was the last time you sat in silence for an hour? No phone, no music, no podcast. Just you and your thoughts. Most people can't do it. They panic. They feel uncomfortable. They need something to fill the void. Because silence forces you to face yourself, and most people are terrified of that. Entertainment isn't evil, but when it replaces inner work, it becomes a prison. People binge-watch shows to avoid their pain, scroll social media to avoid their loneliness, play games to avoid their purposelessness. They are sedated, unconscious, living in a dream while calling it life. Weapon 5. Pharmaceutical and chemical control. Steiner made a controversial prediction. There will come a time when vaccines will be used to disconnect humans from their spiritual nature. Whether you believe in vaccines or not, the principle is clear. Chemicals can alter consciousness. Fluoride in water, pesticides in food, heavy metals in the air, antidepressants, stimulants, sedatives, hormone disruptors. All of these affect the etheric body. They dull perception, numb emotions, suppress intuition. Over time, they create a population that is too foggy to question, too tired to resist, too numb to care. This isn't conspiracy. It's chemistry. What you put in your body affects your consciousness, and Ahriman knows this, so he floods the environment with substances that lower vibration, weaken willpower, and cloud thinking, and people willingly consume them because they trust the system. Part 3. WHY. Ahriman targets humanity. So why does Ahriman want humanity stupid? Because conscious humans are dangerous. A conscious human can't be controlled, can't be manipulated, can't be enslaved. A conscious human asks questions, sees through lies, resists tyranny, chooses freedom over comfort, and that terrifies beings like Ahriman. Steiner taught that humanity is meant to evolve into gods. We are divine beings in training. Our purpose is to develop full self-awareness, free will, and creative power, to become co-creators with the divine. But if we achieve that, we become too powerful to control. So Ahriman works to keep us asleep. His strategy is simple: disconnect humans from spirit, make them believe they are nothing, give them comfort in exchange for consciousness, keep them distracted, entertained, and dependent, and then, when they are weak enough, step in as their savior. Offer them a solution that enslaves them completely. That solution will be technological transhumanism, brain-computer interfaces, digital consciousness, immortality through AI. The promise: you'll never die, never suffer, never struggle. The cost: your soul. Because once your consciousness is uploaded, digitized, controlled, you are no longer human. You are property. Steiner saw this coming a century ago. He warned that humanity would face a choice: remain human and evolve spiritually, or merge with machines and lose the soul forever. Most people will choose the machines, because they'll be too stupid to realize what they're giving up. Part 4. How to resist Ahriman. So how do you fight back? How do you protect your consciousness in a world designed to steal it? Steiner left a roadmap. Practice 1. Strengthen your ego, not your false ego, your spiritual ego, your I am consciousness. Every day practice self-awareness. Ask yourself, who am I? What do I truly want? What do I believe, and why? Most people live on autopilot. They think what they're told to think, feel what they're told to feel, want what they're told to want. But when you develop your ego, you become the author of your own thoughts. You take back control, and Ahriman loses his grip on you. Practice 2. Purify your body. Your physical body is the temple of your spirit. If it's poisoned, your connection to spirit weakens. Steiner recommended clean food, pure water, fresh air, sunlight and movement. Avoid chemicals. Avoid processed foods. Avoid toxins. Your body is not just meat. It's a receiver of consciousness. Practice 3. Reclaim your attention. Stop giving your attention away for free. Delete social media. Cancel streaming subscriptions. Turn off the news. Reduce screen time to the absolute minimum. And in the space that opens up, reconnect with your soul. Read, write, create, think, be bored. Boredom is where genius is born. Closing, you are the resistance. Practice 4. Study spiritual science. Steiner didn't just warn about Ahriman, he gave tools to fight him. Study Anthroposophy. Learn about the 4 bodies. Practice meditation. Do inner work. Develop your spiritual senses. The more you understand how consciousness works, the harder you are to manipulate. Practice 5. Build community. Ahriman thrives on isolation. When you're alone, you're vulnerable. But when you're connected to other awakened souls, you're protected. Find your tribe, support each other, share knowledge, hold each other accountable. Resistance is stronger in numbers. If you understood this video, you are not stupid. You are awake. And that makes you a threat to Ahriman's plan. He wants you distracted, numb, unconscious. But you're here. You're listening. That means he hasn't won. Not yet, and not ever, if you refuse to surrender your consciousness. Rudolf Steiner fought this battle 100 years ago. Now it's your turn. Protect your mind. Guard your soul. Stay awake. And remember, the fact that you can see the stupidity around you means you haven't fallen into it. You are the resistance. And the world needs you conscious. Subscribe to this channel. Your awakening is just beginning. And remember, Ahriman only wins if you stop thinking. So never stop questioning. Never stop seeking truth. Never stop fighting for your soul.